What is something that people say it is healthy but it's not? Activated charcoal. You put it in your toothpaste and you're stripping the enamel. You drink it, and any supplements or medications are out the window. You only need to ingest charcoal when you are heavily poisoned. Also, anything that claims to purge toxins or clean organ is just a laxative. Only way I purge toxins is by chugging a cup of coffee then chugging a glass of water. Clears the pipes instantly and might even be less unhealthy. My kidney and liver handle toxins just fine, but if I ever need a turbo crap, my lactose intolerant ass just needs some milk. Anything that calls itself a cleanse is bullcrap unless it's claiming to clean the outside of your body. Also, you do not have any amounts of poop rotting in your bowels. If you did, you'd have diverticulitis and you'd be going to the doctor or hospital. As someone who had a diverticular pouch burst and had to have about 8 inches of his colon removed, can confirm. If it's natural, it's good for you. I want to scream every time someone says this to me. Give them a nice tall cup of 100% natural, gluten-free, zero fat, no added sugar, non-GMO, activated Central American nut frog poison. Makes a great juice cleanse. I lost 50 pounds on the Central American nut frog poison diet. I'm dead, but boy do I look and feel great. The other corpses won't stop talking about my transformation. Most fruit juices, just as bad as drinking a soda. During a mystery health issue, I started cutting out sugar to see if it helped. There's too much sugar in most healthy, flavored waters, and juice has ridiculous amounts. I sadly learned that everything I enjoyed drinking was high in sugar, and every edible thing in stores is so high in sodium. Lol, every edible thing in stores. Stop buying pre-made food. Our culture is ridiculous. We are so far away from needing to worry about food supply that we have massive buildings full of food put together in stupid unhealthy ways and we think that's food. Cooking isn't hard, and you just put the stuff in a pan and heat it till it's not going to make you ill. With a minimum of experience you can make really tasty food in minutes. Fighting with your significant other. Obviously having disagreements or occasionally arguing is fine, but I've seen so many people who think completely disrespecting their partner during an argument is a normal part of a relationship. Also, don't go to bed angry. My wife and I have had several arguments that ended after we got some sleep and woke up the next day not mad. Half the time we are bugging one of us is hungry. Many breakfast orientated drinks, while the packaging is green, shows fruit and uses the word fresh, it is filled with sugars and or calories. Make your own. Way better and super easy. Fruit, milk, blender, done. Barely an inconvenience. Excessively low calorie diets. Losing too much weight too quickly isn't good for you. Severe calorie restriction may result in vitamin and mineral deficiencies. It's also rarely sustainable. All my friends who fail diets say that diets don't work, but they all do weird, excessively strict diets. Like, I'm only going to eat 800 calories of broccoli every day type crap. Of course that isn't sustainable or healthy. Of course you will fall off the wagon. I try to give people advice for how to lose weight, since I've lost about 80 plus pounds myself, and they look at me like I'm crazy when I suggest slowly making changes. I lost 40 plus pounds on what I called the Cheetos 4 breakfast diet. I ate between 1200, 1300 calories every day, but it didn't matter how or where I got the calories from, which meant eating Cheetos for breakfast, since a small bag of Cheetos, or Doritos, or whatever else I got my hands on, was about 150 calories, which was perfectly fine. People always asked how I lost weight, and it was like I just ate way less. Did you cut out? No, though some things like fried food naturally get cut out for being too high in calories to realistically fit into that calorie budget. Did you exercise? No. Did you really eat Cheetos for breakfast? Yes. The only real change I made was taking a multivitamin when I first started the diet to make sure that my body could adjust to the drastic difference, but I stopped that once I lost enough weight that I felt my body was getting enough from the amount I was eating. Granola is basically high sugar candy. No, my healthy morning granola bar mood / delusion is ruined. Fudge nuggets. That's not a curse alternative, just the brand of granola bar I like. Brother, you're telling me you thought a bar called Fudge Nuggets was a healthy breakfast? Hummus can be a healthy snack, but you still have to watch your portions. I knew a woman who would just shovel it down and say it's healthy. This is my problem. I find a healthy snack and then eat like 4x as much of it as I should. Found a yogurt dip and was so excited, and then realized that when you eat half the tub in one sitting it probably isn't healthy anymore. Let me live in my delusions in peace. Low fat often means high sugar, and sugar definitely ain't good for you. That's why obesity skyrocketed in the 80s, partially. All the extra sugar. Fat is often good for you. It's filling too. I won't bash the brand obviously, but ginger ale is often touted as being a more healthy choice in soda pop because it has real ginger in it. The actual flavor is artificial and the 40 g of sugar in 1 can is your total recommended intake for 2 days. I was doing an outdoor festival one year. I was handling video, my buddy audio. We'd be outside for about 14 hours a day for 15 straight days. I was drinking about 2 gallons of water a day. He was bringing 2x 2-liter bottles of ginger ale every day. I asked him if that was his favorite flavor or if there was a different reason, and he cited the perceived health benefits of ginger. Unfortunately, there was no actual ginger in ginger ale, but there is 32 g of sugar in each serving and 6 servings in a 2L bottle. He was ingesting almost 400 g of sugar a day just from this. The suggested total daily sugar intake for an adult male is about 24 grams. No wonder North America has such a high incidence of diabetes. A man in BC sued Canada Dry Ginger Ale for saying it contains real ginger when it doesn't. Settled for $200,000. I don't understand how this works. Shouldn't there need to be $200k in damages for him to get $200k? Like if ginger was vital to him and he ended up in the hospital because he didn't get his ginger, okay, $200k to take care of the bills, but I don't get why he gets $200k for pointing out that a company is lying. Couples who want a divorce but stay together for the kid. Having divorced parents would be so much better for the kid than growing up with parents who always fight, don't love each other. Going through the endgame of this exact situation right now. My dad is divorcing my mom currently, but he wanted to wait until us kids were older so we would understand. I'm the youngest kid, 21 currently. I do understand it better now than I would then, but it wasn't worth going through 21 years of constant arguing and yelling in the house, even longer for my older siblings. I saw it coming ever since I could remember. I went through this at 18. It really just made me even more mad. They fricked up my entire first year of college, making it all about their selfish problems and leaving me to figure it all out on my own after fricking up the majority of my life having to live inside their toxic relationship. The grind. Hustling. Getting that bread. It's an unending strive for the impossible. You are wasting your life away on the impossible. Take a step back and realize what you're missing out on. You don't need to be rich to sit back and relax. You don't need $1 million to do nothing, man. Take a look at my cousin. He's broke. Don't do crap. Those energy drinks marketed towards people who work out / go to the gym. Seriously, just drink water. Heat exhaustion is a real thing though. Marathon runners and construction workers probably do benefit from those salts. Not just probably. I've run 3 marathons, numerous half marathons and 10Ks, and done a half Ironman. I live in Houston. You'll end up in a world of hurt on a 2-3 hour summer training run, even if the sun isn't up yet, unless you replace electrolytes. Hyponatremia / can be just as deadly as dehydration. However, there are a lot better ways to replace electrolytes than Gatorade. There are specific supplements and beverage mixes that are designed for endurance sports. They are good for long summer hikes too, and I bet they'd be good for anyone who works all day in the summer sun. Totally unnecessary for a typical gym workout though. From the Mayo Clinic website. Drinking excessive amounts of water can cause low sodium by overwhelming the kidney's ability to excrete water. Because you lose sodium through sweat, drinking too much water during endurance activities, such as marathons and triathlons, can also dilute the sodium content of your blood. Salads in restaurants. Some are worse in calories, sugar and fat and a burger. I was at an IHOP, surprise surprise, one time and their seemingly innocent spinach salad ended up being worse than the majority of their menu items. A restaurant I used to work at had pretty delicious burgers that averaged around 750 calories. No fries, but they were pretty big delicious burgers with toppings. The lowest calories salad was 900 calories and a couple salads reached up to 1500 calories. Working to death. Pretty sure everybody knows that those 100 hours a week are really bad for your health. The problem is that some people romanticize that lifestyle. Look, I don't romanticize it. I just enjoy the finer things in life like food, shelter, and electricity. Margarine. I'm the only person I know who actually buys butter. My friends and family all buy the tubs of margarine and say it's the same thing. It freaking is not the same thing. My mom insists margarine is better for you. Like I'd definitely rather eat a pat of butter than a big spoon of vegetable oil. Gluten-free meals, snacks, breads, desserts etc. Just because it doesn't have gluten doesn't mean it's any better for you. Everyone thinking it's healthy is what's allowing my young niece with celiac to have a mostly normal childhood crap. There's even gluten-free Oreos now. We discovered my daughter had celiac disease 15 years ago. It was a huge pain in the ass to try to eat at a restaurant or grocery shop for her. So much better now. My fear is that for a lot of people it is a fad diet and the options may start going away when the fad starts dying. Lysol Disinfectant Spray. The ingredients in Lysol spray carries significant health risks, more so than other disinfectant products of its kind. It contains denatured ethanol, which can affect the eyes, mucous membranes, and can affect the central nervous system if inhaled or ingested. I never really use the stuff, but I had buddies at work think it was okay to use it as an air freshener. Had to regularly tell them that it was a surface spray. I had a coworker spray it so through the air at my work regularly, and I would just get up and leave for a few minutes while it settled. To try to fix a man who's broken, so now you are expected to fix him because you love him. If you don't love them the way they are, it's not going to get better by trying to fix them. Yeah, in both cases, if you're trying to fix them just for yourself, then you'll hurt the person. If you're trying to fix because they are actually bad person, then you'll hurt yourself. Welch's fruit snacks. Not fruit bro. That's a little bag of candy. Dude, what kind of moron thinks those are healthy? My friends do. They feed their kids that crap all the time. Essential oils. God, I've spent so long trying to convince my goat-horned mother that her arthritis isn't going to get better by rubbing insert tree extract on her body. If it did, clinics would prescribe it. Weird. Some docs actually care a great deal about their patients. Impossible. But hers does. In her defense, she's allergic to penicillin, acetaminophen, Tylenol, ibuprofen, and other things like lanolin that most people are not at all bothered by. So she's terrified of anything new, but I finally did nudge her to get real help, and she seems to be a bit more mobile now. Subway. I do eat Subway, but I ain't eating it's healthy, it's a literal fast food chain. Yeah, you can do healthy at Subway, but it's the same level of healthy as a grilled chicken salad or sandwich at literally any other fast food chain. Just more options, which is a plus. Sudden changes in diet, like immediately going on to a strict diet like fasting. It will just cause problems if you don't take it slowly and do it with good intentions. Lifestyle changes are much more effective than fad diets. Slowly cut down on the carbs, fats and sugars, and start with light exercise before amping it up. It'll be much easier to avoid relapse long term. Plus, check out different cuisines. A lot of delicious dishes aren't nearly as ridiculous as modern Western food. Coconut oil being used exclusively for cooking. Wait, that crap's for cooking? Better get it off my nightstand then. That escalated quickly. Not all, but most cereals are loaded in sugars and unhealthy carbs. These answers are just telling me not to eat anything ATP lol. Fat-free crap. No fat means more sugar. Sugar is worse than fat. This is not an accurate statement and really should not be upvoted. The issue is much more nuanced. Absolutes like this are rarely, if ever, accurate. Insert Sith joke here. Fat is not better than sugar, nor sugar better than fats. We human beings need both to thrive. Sugar is not just sugar. Fructose, glucose, lactose, dextrose, they are all sugars. All from different sources. Fats are different fatty acids. Saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats. You may have heard about health professionals advocating supplementing omega-3s. Guess what? That's fat. All have their place in a healthy diet. What most people struggle with when it comes to dietary issues is total calorie intake. Overeating on one macronutrient can often create a caloric surplus, making people gain weight. I cannot stress this enough. There is no one food that will make you gain weight. Excess of one or more foods will make you gain weight. There are foods that are more satiating for a longer amount of time, though, thus making it easier to eat less. Something with a balance of fat, protein, and complex carbs, including some fiber, will keep most people more full for longer than an equal amount of calories of something that is mostly fructose. Weight loss is calories in / calories out, but hacking that to make it the least amount of annoying / painful / inconvenient is the trick to making it work in the real world for real people. Dieting. No. Change your whole eating lifestyle forever. Not just dieting, because gotta get that summer body. The thing about diets is you can't just do it for a few months and expect years of results out of it. If you did P90X one summer in college and never worked out that intensely again, you won't have that amazing physique a few years down the line. You have to keep at it. Working super late in your job to show dedication / enthusiasm. Having a work / life balance is more healthy than staying until 7 every day. Detoxing. You're just crapping your guts out. Give me a jar of ghost pepper salsa and some yellow bag tortilla chips and I can achieve the same effects in an hour. Body shaming someone in the hopes that they will change their habits. Trust me, it's not necessary. There are enough people around them to point that out. I have a hard time believing that anyone legitimately thinks that doing that will help someone lose weight. I think they are just looking for an excuse to make fun of someone. That's what annoys me so much about Reddit's obsession with hating on fat people. Some girl on here once referred to me as a fat, disgusting blob because I mentioned that I'm 20 pounds overweight, and she acted like she was doing me a favor because being fat can cause health problems. Throwing around data on how being fat is unhealthy does not validate your toxicity, it just makes you an even bigger asshole. Ketosis is not something everybody should try. It has some serious risks associated with it that should be considered prior to starting it. It is okay for some people and it's effective for some people, but it's not safe for everybody. I think the biggest thing is that people aren't very aware about how ketosis works. They think if they cut out carbs for a few days then they're in ketosis. I see people all the time who say they're on a mostly keto. That's not how it works. It takes a while and very few, practically zero, carbohydrates for your body to switch where it derives energy from, ketones vs glucose. You also have to be very careful about the amount of protein in your diet, since if you're eating too much your body will break down the amino acids into glucose, your body will no longer be in ketosis. Removing complex carbs from your diet. Unless you have a medical condition which prohibits you from eating carbs, don't remove them. It's your greatest source of energy for your body to function normally. All juice diets. You're just drinking fructose without any of the fiber that slow the absorption of the sugars. Sit-ups. If you do it wrong it is very bad for the back. Yup, same for the stretch / exercises, where you are standing and touching your toes. For PPL with back problems this could be game over. I'm convinced the gym teacher in 3rd grade caused my chronic back problems. I have a really deep curve in my lower back. Even as a really flexible kid I couldn't touch my toes sitting down. He came up, put his hand on my back, and shoved me hard, and then held me there for like 10 seconds while I cried. I actually, as an adult, can't believe dude thought it was okay to touch an 8-year-old girl in the first place. Vegan labeled foods don't necessarily mean healthier. What do you mean this pint of vegan Ben & Jerry's isn't healthy? I'm going to sum up this entire thread. Anything in excess is bad for you. Yes, even water. Portion control is the healthiest thing. Some things are healthier choices, but when you consume twice as much of that choice, it is no longer healthier. Balance is important middle ground. Too much running is bad. Too much olive oil is bad. Not to say running is bad for you, or that olive oil is the most unhealthy choice, it's just still not good in massive quantities. There is no super product, food, diet, exercise etc out there. Don't overdo it with anything. Except potatoes. They are godly things. Most packaged orange juice, packed with sugar and preservatives. You can have that brownie instead. Chipotle. They love to brand themselves as healthy and brag about their non-GMO and organic food, but they are putting lipstick on a 1000 calorie burrito. Could someone explain to me what is bad about GMO food? Genetic modification is literally just a more efficient way of doing something humans did for thousands of years. This corn is bigger equals I plant this. This corn is smaller equals I don't. Most vegetables/fruits don't look anywhere near their 2000 YO ancestors. Besides, what is more natural than evolution? Nothing. Just naturalistic fallacy bullcrap. Meat, eggs and dairy. Amen. Sit-ups, they don't do much for you like you may think, and they can give you back problems in the future. I used to do these 3 times per week, and I ended up injuring my back to the point it took me 7 months to recover. Orthodoc clued me in on the risk vs benefits problems of sit-ups. Lunges can be dangerous too. Got it. Exercise is dangerous. I better stay on the couch, where it's safe/s. Pink salt. It's just salt that is pink. Yes, it is, just as unhealthy as normal salt. No, it doesn't magically purify your blood. It's just salt that is pink. Diet soda. The ideal is to just not drink soda, but barring that, diet soda is better than sugared soda. Trail mix or things like Cliff Bars. The association with outdoorsy activities makes people think they are healthy, but they are actually just super energy dense snacks. Great for if you are hiking and burning calories. Less great if you're just sitting on the couch or at your desk. Most keto diets. Yes, there are some out there that are healthy and beneficial, but others are just absolutely terrible. There was the meme that went around that said something like people on keto diets slather mayonnaise on bacon and then say crap, like I'm finally taking control of my health. I have a little pocket of friends who do the whole keto thing when it suits them, and the crap they consider keto friendly or even dirty keto, since some of them can't not drink booze, just blows my mind. It's hilarious to hear them tell me pimento cheese with pork rinds is a healthy snack, but I'm the wild one who eats chicken with whole grain rice and veggies. Protein bars are candy bars with whey protein. Depends on the bar. There are some with not too much sugar. Quest protein bars have like 1 gram of sugar. Conversely, the Cliff Builders protein bar has 17 grams of sugar.